Hi YouTube, this is Pele Leona. Welcome to my channel. I'm very excited to bring this video, a 15-minute full body stretch, my first one ever, and hopefully the first of many. So let's get into a comfortable seated position to begin to ground ourselves and prepare our mind and body for this stretch. Let's begin with some deep inhales into our belly, maybe even placing your hand on your stomach to ensure that you're inhaling deep into the diaphragm, and as you exhale, your belly button draws closer to your spine. Let's continue this for a few more breaths. With each exhale, relaxing the face, relaxing the jaw, dropping our shoulders from our ears, just grounding ourselves, allowing ourselves to melt deeper into the ground with each exhale. Dropping our head to our right shoulder, we can use our right hand to draw our head a little closer towards our shoulder, relaxing our trap muscles on the opposite side. Spending a few breaths here, and we'll do the same thing on the opposite side, continuing our deep breaths as we do this. After your next exhale, gently begin rolling your head from shoulder to shoulder, moving with your breath. On your next inhale, let's bring our arms out and up overhead, and as we exhale, allowing them to drop towards our sides. We'll do this for a couple more breaths. Inhaling, bringing those arms up, and as we exhale, grabbing that right elbow. Gently bringing our body over to the left. Coming back up to center, we'll now switch elbows, gently bringing our body over towards the right, feeling a nice stretch in our side. Coming back up to center, our arms can come back to our sides, and we will now transition to a tabletop position. We're going to begin our cat-cow. So as we inhale, we're dropping our belly, bringing our gaze forward, creating an arch in the spine. And as we exhale, we will be pushing away from the floor, tucking our chin, tucking our pelvis, creating as much roundness in our spine as possible. And we will continue this, moving with our breath for a few more moments. To a neutral spine, we're going to open our chest up towards the right and thread the needle, resting our shoulder blade on the ground, pushing away from the floor with our left hand. Holding here for a few more breaths. On our next exhale, coming back to center, doing the same thing on the opposite side. Big inhale, opening up our chest. Exhale, threading the needle, resting our shoulder blade on the floor. Breathing here. Coming back to neutral position, we're going to push our hips back into a child's pose, stretching our arms as far as they can go in front of us. Breathing deep into our lats. We're going to walk our hands over to the left side, breathing into our side body here. And gently walking our hands over to the right side, breathing into our side here. Coming back to center, taking 3 final breaths here. On our next exhale, we will roll all the way forward into our first back bend or cobra. Back bend of choice, really. Breathing into our lower spine. Bringing our body all the way down to the mat. Hands are by our rib cage. We're going to extend that left arm all the way out towards the left. Bringing our right foot towards the left side to create this twist. Option to continue pushing with the right hand, or we can bring that hand behind us for an even more intense twist here. You should really feel the left side of your chest opening up. Bringing our belly back down to the mat, we are going to do the same thing on the other side. Right arm extends, left foot comes towards the right side to create this twist. Option to bring that left hand behind our back to create a deeper stretch here. Rolling back to center, we're going to bring both hands by our rib cage, coming up into a push-up position, pushing the hips up and back to a downward facing dog, and begin pedaling out the feet here, stretching the backs of our legs, getting those biceps by the ears, getting the tailbone up towards the sky. On our next inhale, raising that left leg, exhale, knee to chest, planting that leg between our hands, and we're going to gently lower our back knee, letting our hips drop forward as far as possible. Knee comes forward, ensuring that that left knee is coming out towards the left to open the hip. We're going to breathe here. On our next exhale, pushing our hips back but keeping them high, we're going to lengthen that front leg to get a nice stretch in the hamstrings, folding over that leg as far as we're able to go. Coming back forward into that lunge, we will now open our chest up towards the knee. Placing that left hand on the inside of the foot to drop down into a lizard lunge if it's possible. If not, we're just holding that low lunge. Just allowing for a deeper stretch in this lunge position. Coming back up to the hands if you were in that lizard lunge, tucking the back toe and stepping back into a plank position, slowly pushing our hips back to our downward facing dog once again. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. On our next inhale, raising that right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, planting that foot in between the hands, lowering that back knee, bringing the hips and knee forward for this low lunge. Pushing our hips back, lengthening that front leg, folding over that leg as far as feels comfortable, getting a nice stretch in the back of our leg. Bringing ourselves forward into our low lunge and opening our chest up towards our knee. Our right hand comes to the inside of our foot as we drop down into the lizard lunge, if possible for you. Coming back onto our hands, coming back into our plank position and slowly lowering chaturanga. And then exhaling into our back bend of choice. On our next exhale, pushing our hips back to a child's pose once again. I chose to bring my knees out for a bit more stretch in the hips. Transitioning forward back into our tabletop position, tucking those toes, hips up and back, downward facing dog. We're going to raise that left leg up once again, this time bending at the knee and opening our hips up towards the left. Gaze comes under that armpit. On our next exhale, coming back to center, knee comes towards the chest, planting that foot, pivoting our back foot to be parallel with the short side of our mat, windmilling our arms around into warrior two position. Coming up into a straddle position, toes come forward, big inhale up, exhale, fold forward in our straddle position. Maybe even shuffling our feet out a little wider to challenge our inner thighs. Holding here. Coming back up onto our hands, transitioning to a lateral lunge on the right side. Holding for a few breaths. Then we'll come to the left side for that lateral lunge. Going as low as feels comfortable to you. We want to challenge ourselves, but not push past any limits. Coming back up to our straddle position with that forward fold. We're going to walk our way over to the left to come back into that lunge position, stepping the left leg back, plank position, pushing the hips up and back to our downward facing dog. Same thing on the other side, guys. Right leg comes up, bending at the knee, opening our hips up towards the right. On our next exhale, that knee comes to the chest. We're planting that front foot, pivoting out that back foot to be parallel with the short side of our mat, windmilling those arms around. We're in warrior two. Holding for a few breaths before we transition to our straddle position once again. Big inhale, arms come up, exhale, forward fold in our straddle position, shuffling our feet out if it feels comfortable enough to get more of a stretch in the inner thighs. Transitioning to our lateral lunge on the right side. Now coming over to the left side. Hands can be on the mat if you need that extra assistance. Coming back up to our straddle position, folding forward. We're going to walk our hands towards the front of our mat, coming into that runner lunge position, stepping back, plank position, lowering down chaturanga, up into your back bend of choice. Pushing the hips back, child's pose. Allowing yourself to rest in this position. Rolling up, we're going to come onto our bottoms, extending those legs, laying all the way down. We're going to bring our left knee into our chest, then bring that knee over to the right side, gazing over our left fingertips to create this spinal twist. Bringing it back to the center, extending that leg. Right knee comes into the chest, bringing that knee over to the left, gazing over our right fingertips to create this twist. Knee comes back to the chest, fully extending both legs. Both knees come into the chest, and we'll just roll our lower back around here. Give it a nice little massage. We're going to transition to happy baby. So you can grab either the backs of your knees, your calves, your ankles, or the soles of your feet here to spread your legs apart, knees coming to our armpits. And we're just going to sway from side to side to once again massage our lower back and just open our hips up as much as possible. Both knees come into the chest, and we'll fully extend our legs down into our final resting position, Shavasana. Allowing ourselves to fully relax and ground with every exhale, melting deeper into the floor, expressing gratitude for being able to move our bodies. Thank you so much for practicing with me. You can lie here as long as you would like, and I hope to see you very soon. Thank you for joining me. Have a blessed day.